Hey y'all, it's Lippy with Gemini Homestead. I'm out in the greenhouse. Got my chicken boiling. We're going to have some chicken and dumplings today for supper. And cornbread. Can't beat that. But it's also a meal that allows me to come out to the greenhouse. Look at everything that's sitting out here. Now there's a lot still in the house that's underneath some grow lights. Because I do mine in sections. But some of you want to see our little greenhouse. Now I'm rocking the table. I apologize. So I'm going to pick the camera up and I'm going to turn you around and I'll let you see what I utilize this small greenhouse for. Right now I'm looking at about 150 plants. I can add another 400. We're just doing a center right now. If you've seen the last garden update, we put a plastic cover trying to get another year. I feel it sprinkling right now. I didn't want to bring everything out, but I was getting overloaded on the shelving units inside. So I brought half out. We're going to see how it bears the storms. I think we're going to be fine. I'm not worried about it lifting. He's got rebarb 3 feet in the ground. So lifting's not going to be the problem. It's the leaking. But I'm pretty confident this fixed it. Because we only went over the top where the damage was from the storm. But I'm going to get the camera turned around. And the ones that was curious of the little greenhouse. Now it is a 10 by 20. 8 by 20, excuse me. I had to think about that. It is perfect, y'all. If you organize it right, you would be surprised how many seed starts you can do within this small frame. So, sometimes, depending on your funds, you don't have to go extremely large, y'all. This size greenhouse can mass produce some starts. Now we're stepping in, and here you'll see 8 varieties of tomatoes. And then we'll move further down. Now you're wondering, why am I showing you a 5-gallon bucket of water? And it's dirty. Well, it's dirty for a reason. This is rainwater. I like to bring in a 5-gallon bucket so it's easier, access for me. But in here is a cocktail. It actually has some of the compost that we have that's just muddied the water. Now in this tote is just extra seed starts. From various shapes and sizes. It's basically an overflow. Now we're coming to the workstation. All underneath the workstation is just various sizes of planters. From half gallons, quarts, 5 gallons. It's just a variety. Now in the red tote, that's where I keep just excess stuff. Like tomato clips, rope, trying to think. Just excess stuff that you may need in a garden. So that's the underneath. Now we're going to come to the top. This is hard to walk on when you're walking on rock. And this white right here hanging up, that's my apron. But in these little bins here, it's just where I keep little instruments. There's a box cutter, some scissors, a measuring scoop. Here is the tomato clips, but they're not just used for tomatoes. Y'all, them clips work wonders on everything. There's my tags. And yes, I do use this. It's concentrated. It's a 511. It is organic. And I'll show you what I do with that. Now these are just some aloe vera pups that I took off last year and just left them in here. As you can see, these are doing well. There's also something I want to share with y'all. Now you're basically looking at the alyssum, the basil, some peppers over here. They're doing okay. You know, they're slow. And then I'll back the camera up. And that's just, I love this right here, but I usually just throw my gloves in it. But you see that mixture right there? That's the fish fertilizer. I give them a little treat every once in a while. This is what I wanted to show y'all. I did this on purpose. 30 days, okay? When you seed start, some of you may know, some of you may not. What this cover does, it acts as a moisture, a humidifier. It helps get the seedlings germinating, okay? As soon as you see germination, you're to remove this lid. But I'm going to show you what happens when you don't have a viable seed. 30 days. Do you see the algae? The fungus? See it? Can y'all see this? Planted at the same time. As far as you can see. See the difference? Same time. Same pepper. Some have the matching name, some do not. Pretty much the same pepper. Company difference. You know, I recommend that to everybody. Don't just rely on one source for your seeds. That's why I was going to share this year's gardening. I've always been a box kind of person, and I have two places I get my seeds from. I did venture out this year, as I did last year, to try, and as I said, Hoss Tool seeds. Hands down, blows my traditional seeds out the water, from heirloom to hybrid. I've done both. Yeah, it's just crazy, okay? It's crazy. But I will not order again from this previous company, because the proof is, let's see, the proof's right here. It even has a sour smell. So I recommend everybody, if you want to try something outside your norm, yes, definitely give everything a try. Heirlooms, hybrids, whatever your choice is. Just don't rely on one. Test and tune to see what best fits. I will say this. Some seeds that grew good in this area 10 years ago will not today. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They don't. Call it climate. Call it whatever you want to label it. You know, I just don't like change, but I've had to change. And that's okay. Because guess what? I'm glad I changed this year. Because the results is just, that's crazy. Okay. Of course, we know who it is. And then don't you think that I didn't get on that phone and punch in and get me some more seeds, because I did. But yeah, everyone wanted to see this little greenhouse. Now, once we know that it doesn't leak, we'll put our tables and stuff back out to the sides. You can double them. So that's going to give you, minus this, that's going to give you about 12 to 15 feet depth times 2. So you're going to have 30 feet runs on both sides coming up, because you can do 2 levels. Now y'all, do you know how many plants you can get in a, just say 60 feet in a trays? Because there's 30 and 30. A lot of plants can be grown, and you still have plenty of work room. Plenty of work room. So, yeah, let's cross our fingers. We'll know. It's kind of raining right now. We're going to know by tonight, especially tomorrow, we're supposed to get up to a ½ inch. And a lot of hail. But like I said, I've got everything in the center, so I'm not worried. It's not coming up. I'm not worried about it getting flipped because they have lowered our tornadic weather to a low, increased our hail and our the amount of rainfall. So I'm not worried about losing anything in here, because if it does leak, it's going to leak down the side because it's where the damage was. So we're good on that. I don't want to make this too long, but here you go. This is the little greenhouse that has done us well. And, y'all, it's still holding. I mean, it's an $85 greenhouse. I'm still pleased with it. I don't think I would have had leaks if it wouldn't have been for the storms. I mean, putting holes in it, you know. But the frame's good. Next year, I'm not getting rid of it. Of course, I'll get a large one, but I'll put the panels up. The frame is quality. So $85, and I got a great frame. So let this be a lesson. Doesn't take up a lot of space. Doesn't cost a lot of money. You can save between now and next year $80, $85. And you can grow a lot of food in a small space. So here's Lippy's greenhouse and what I use. Things like this, you know, I just repurpose. That's the way I look at things, you know. It's not frills and fancy, but it works. So until next time, God bless.